Yeah. Wouldn't that be appropriate? It is. It is. Yep. Welcome, fellow Rotarians, guests. Welcome to downtown. Hey, Dorina. While people are coming to sit down, I don't know what Mark was thinking. I can feel the power in this gavel. It's just, he picked a lowly president-elect when he could have picked a past president to come up here. I have no idea what Mark was thinking. So, and you guys will pay today, but there is an opportunity. There's 9.5 months left to impeach me, and we can elect Mark for a 2-term president. So be thinking about this. So we're going to go ahead. We'll start with the pledge, inspiration, and song. First up is going to be Nancy Bevins, a member since April of 21, retired marketing from Bell South, formerly AT&T, Florida State University, and Georgia State. Nancy.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And next up, if I could invite Curtis Dawson, member since May of 2018. We all know he's with Community Services with the YMCA, originally Evergreen State College. Curtis.
Thank you. I'd like to start today with a quote from Dean Ornish. "The need for connection and community is primal, as fundamental as the need for air, water, and food. I believe through entertainment, not just Bruce today, but through entertainment, like we get at the Fox, through sports, we get a sense of community, unity of being together, enjoying the same concert, rooting for the same team. We seem to be able to, in this setting, to focus more on what we have in common, focus on the values we share, and less on the supposed binary solutions for the problems that we face today. Maybe, just maybe together, enjoying a concert at the Fox, or hopefully a U of A victory this Saturday against San Diego State. This is live, and Coach Fish could watch this, and he may never come back now, so thank you for that. We begin to remember the good we share and stop demonizing the other. Entertainment is a vital escape we all need in life. I think it is even more important when your escape is in community. Like this Saturday, the hike of Mount Lemmon. And yes, A hike can be entertainment when you're going with Bruce Jacobs. I really thought that was going to be funny. So here is to entertainment. This is the first more I've ever got. I'm pretty excited. Here is to entertainment, fun distractions that can bring us together in community and remind us all that we have common values that we truly share. So thank you.
You are up for your grand old flag.
All right, join me.
Just one more quick announcement before we go ahead and have some fellowship, and that is, you know, Mark wanted to have fun this year. I don't know if he wanted it at his own expense, but we've all played bingo before. Now, I didn't have the chance to make up these cards, but I think that you can probably keep track of it. So if you hear me say, my good pal, my buddy, it tickles me, talking head, and of course, Fly Fishing Fund, you yell out Marco. And what I'm thinking is if 10 of you get this, maybe we fine Mark maybe $10. But if everybody in the room gets this, maybe he doesn't get to go on his next fly fishing fund, and I don't have to be up here. So just remember those 5. I'll help coach you. Enjoy. We'll be on in about 15 minutes.
So, buddy. Thanks for writing my speech.
Right, yes.
I would suggest that I'll be here,
Right.
and you be over where my name tag is.
Okay,
And
yeah.
then the two honorees are together, and there'll be a good shot of it.
Yep, yep.
Be facing the crowd, don't be facing me.
Okay.
Okay, the crowd wants you. They want to applaud you. They want to have a reason at last.
Thanks, Scott. Okay.
Well, welcome back, everybody. While everybody continues to eat, we're going to take care of our introductions of guests. So I'd like to bring up my good pal, Chris Dodge, no, you got to get all 5 of them. You got to. That was the first one. Take it away, Chris.
Hey guys, I want to introduce some guests that we have here today. And so please welcome Jesse Allen, guest of Marcia, wherever you are, Jesse. There you are. Hi, Jesse. Welcome. And Mary Darling, guest of Margaret. Hi, Mary. Welcome. And Anita Scales, guest of Jerry Hollowell. Where's Anita? There you go. Hi, Anita. And Don Laidlaw, guest of Bruce. Hey! Man, Rowdy Table has it going on today. And Yvette, I'm going to say this right, Yvette Magian. I was close. And she's a friend of Dot. And those are our guests for today. And I'll give it back to you, Bruce.
Okay, as far as with our guest speaker this morning, and I know we've all been excited about Bonnie coming here and hearing about the Fox. I think we all have some great memories. Some maybe a little bit longer, from when they were a kid running around town, but for many of us, we weren't introduced to it until after it was renovated. So anyway, what I'd like to do is we do have our video introduction. So we will take care of Rick Rose from Film Creations, took care of it, and our talking head, Matt Russell.
Bonnie Schock brings 25 years of nonprofit arts leadership experience to her role as executive director of the Fox Tucson Theater. Bonnie has been a presenter, producer, stage director, grant maker, interdisciplinary arts educator, and practitioner, and has led a wide range of arts organizations and projects. Bonnie holds an MFA in stage directing from the University of Minnesota, and prior to her role at the Fox, she led the historic Sheldon Theater of Performing Arts through a successful programming renaissance. She served as program officer at the Minnesota State Arts Board, guiding the largest state arts investment in the nation, and she helped build the Arts Tour Minnesota program, where she gained comprehensive knowledge of performance touring. Bonnie has been a leadership fellow with the Association of Performing Arts Professionals, the Shannon Institute, and the Bush Foundation's Creative Community Leadership Program. She has a lifelong commitment to the transformative power of the arts at both the individual and community levels. And as you can tell from the success the Fox has enjoyed, she has a particular love of historic venues and their rich tapestry of history, as well as the emotion they hold and the endless possibilities for community connection they provide. Let's have a rousing Rotary welcome for Bonnie Schock from the Fox Theater.
Wow, that was an amazing video introduction. I'm honored. Thank you all for having me here today. I'm Bonnie Schock. I'm short, so microphone. Can you all hear me? Excellent. Thank you. And you know what else? I'm gonna get my glasses. Excuse me. And you're over 50. All right, much better. So I am just getting to know the Tucson community. I'm a new transplant here, and it's really an honor to be here with you as a speaker. I've only been in Tucson for a couple of months, and I get to speak at the Rotary. So thanks to all of you for having me, and to Mark Irvin. When Mark asked me to speak to Rotary about the Fox as a Tucson treasure, he and I, like many, remarked together about the spectacular space and the physical asset that is the Fox. She really is a rare beauty, and yet today I want to talk about the treasure of togetherness, the intangible value that sets the Fox and truly special places like her apart. I did it. So who all has been to the Fox? Let me see. Excellent, excellent. I love this. This is a large percentage of the room. Is there anybody who hasn't? It's okay if you haven't. Oh, good. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you there. And you remember what your first year going to the Fox was? Anybody remember? Call it out. 55? 60? 50? 1950? Anybody else? 43? Can we get any further back than that? Because I've got a couple of tickets to see the Maltese Falcon for the earliest. 1930. You were there? Oh, no. I got to know when your first time being there, your first memory there. So what do we have? Do we have 1940? 43? Anybody earlier than 43? Amazing. I've got a couple of tickets to see the Maltese Falcon playing in 35 millimeter, screening in 35 millimeter on September 17th. I've got them up here, and my fabulous assistant, Larry, is going to hand those to you. So thank you for joining us that early and hopefully for continuing to come to the Fox. So for more than 90 years, the Fox blazed a trail as a flagship in the cultural life of this city. Situated at the zero corner of Tucson. Do you all know that? Congress and Stone, that intersection is the 0-0 intersection here in Tucson. It's where all the numbered addresses begin. I love this metaphor. It's an important metaphor. The Fox was and remains a pillar at the literal and figurative heart of our community. When the Fox opened, she was heralded as the place to be. Through the years, this one-of-a-kind space has shaped cherished lifelong memories, built stronger community connections, and served as a source of pride at the heart of our downtown. So many of you know the history, a history always just at the forefront of social and economic history in America. This is one of the things I find fascinating about buildings like this, is they tell the story along with the cultural history of a community. So there was a period of grandness and a heyday as a center of cultural life when it was first built as this space for gathering and for people to come together and get information and share experiences around movies and celebrate coming out of kind of a dark period of the Depression. There was a time of struggle and gradual decline as businesses departed downtown centers and as suburbs emerged and development shifted away from the core. And then there was 25 years sitting empty, poised, waiting for a return, just like all of downtown and downtowns across the nation. And the ultimate reemergence as the first major project in the redevelopment of Tucson's downtown core. Thanks to a lot of people, many of whom are in this room, I'm sure, who were part of that effort to bring the Fox back. And history keeps moving. What a strange time the past 18 months have been. A harbinger of history again. Venues like the Fox were the first to close in March of 2020 due to the pandemic. And Mark mentioned that when I was here a few months ago, was it a few months ago? The first meeting here? My timing was particularly bad. My first day at the Fox as the executive director was March 9th of 2020, and the venue made the announcement that it was closing on March 12th. But the more things change, the more they fundamentally stay the same. So now, as the whole world adapts and evolves and is buffeted by the unexpected, we're reminded of the treasure at the core, that central element. We have been in the business of togetherness all along. So the Fox had its last show before closing due to the pandemic on March 7th, 2020. Nobody knew at the time that it would be 529 days until August 19th, just a couple of weeks ago, 2021, that the doors would stay shuttered. However, in the spirit of togetherness, when the usual methods of fulfilling our mission weren't possible, we adapted to the moment, just like I'm sure many of you and your businesses did. We found ways to engage that looked different, but helped us to connect. Our Kids in the Theater program, some of the pictures here, brought experiences into living rooms for kids at home, hosted a drive-by birthday party, and kept the fun of learning through the arts going. We noticed needs, we partnered, we stretched to remain responsive, including a food drive to support hard-hit performance industry and gig workers, and providing a friendly, accessible, visible space for vaccination, among other initiatives, all while continuing to offer some level of, it looks different, but it's still there, programming. So we lived the mission to enliven Tucson by shaping exceptional live arts experiences in new ways. We commissioned songs, we recorded performances distributed on social media, we sent wandering troubadours who went on tour to downtown restaurant patios. One of my favorite pictures from this time is up in the upper left-hand side there, of this couple dancing on the sidewalk as the troubadours played at the restaurant patio. So these are different ways that we found to continue that effort of togetherness. It looked different, it felt different, but it's taught us, or maybe it's re-taught us, that it matters. Togetherness matters. There's some images here, you probably can't read them, and maybe that's good, of some recent social media comments on our page, some that support, some that don't support, various different ways that the Fox has responded to the pandemic. And I share this because in light of all of this, in this moment that we're in the world and society, not just because of the pandemic, this idea of togetherness, it may be more important than ever. In this increasingly fractured world where we are divided in so many ways, we know just how important this work of gathering in the joy that I think Curtis was talking about in that wonderful quote before I came up, the joy of shared experience. So there's lots for us to argue about. People have opinions one way or the other about how things should look, what it should be like, what we should do. And lately, the Fox actually has been subject to a bit of disagreement as we continue to navigate how, exactly how our ability to gather looks and feels different in these existing circumstances. And that's, again, more evidence of why we just have to do it, no matter what. Beyond politics, beyond logistics, we come together in special places to celebrate our shared humanity. And it is special places that elevate that kind of togetherness. This is a great conference room. It's wonderful. And we're together, and that's wonderful too. Something about that extra ingredients of a special place that we take pride in elevates the experience. So we take pride in this place. For the reopening on August 19th, our team kept focused on that mission and those values of taking pride in this Tucson treasure. One of our staff talked about it being the second chance for a first impression, which I loved. So together again. As I mentioned, when the Fox first opened, she was heralded as the place to be, and she still is. It may look different. We're still adapting in lots of ways, and times continue to change faster than we can predict. But we know we can be together, and we know even more how important that is. So we want to invite you and everyone you know to celebrate that spirit of togetherness, whatever form it needs to take, and get involved with places like the Fox, hopefully with the Fox, but also other places like it too. So the 2021-22 season ahead of us that we've just gotten started, and actually our next event is this Saturday, September 11th. This is a very special return to the Fox season. There were times when we didn't think we were going to make it through this year. I was just talking to Fletcher about that, and we really didn't, but here we are. So there are going to be some continued ups and downs and some variables, some of which we can't predict. There's going to be masks and entrance procedures and sometimes some discomfort, but we know that there will also be joy and whatever we bring into the moment to be together. So the Fox is an iconic space. She's known for her grandeur, for the specialness of time spent there, for exquisite sound, and for a history as a film palace, and also for a decades-long commitment to families and youth. We've structured this season around those various different themes and offered up a 7 different live performing arts series, and there's more information about that on our website and some postcards and other things over on the table over there for you to pick up and take with you and distribute out to the world and check out. So, but through it all of those things, as I mentioned before, togetherness matters. In this world where we're often fractured, the reminder and the ritual of gathering, in whatever form it must take, is more important than ever. So we hope you'll join us in the next chapter and the ongoing story of the Fox, one of our true Tucson treasures. Thank you. And now, I don't know if there's time for questions. Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
we have
good.
time for questions if people have questions. I'm walking around. If you have a question, raise your hand. So, Bonnie, I have a question myself. And I was just thinking about it. What was the question? Oh, how was the return to the Fox? Like you had your first concert.
We did,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, so tell us what that was like and how that felt, and same, different.
Thanks for asking. It was remarkable. It was emotional for everyone. It was a little stressful for everyone. There was lots of anticipation as we moved into the moment. But it was a really special night. And the house was full. People were up and dancing to the Mavericks. The band gave an incredible show. The place looked wonderful, and that power of people coming in through the doors and seeing one another and having conversations, again, even though it looked a little bit different, with everyone masked, was remarkable. The power of the music was really remarkable. Thanks for asking.
And I think this group goes without saying that we agree with the power of people gathering, because
Yeah.
that's what we're doing here too, and we certainly feel that. So, thank you. And I have another question right from here.
Bonnie, I have 2 questions. One is about volunteers. Talk
Yeah.
about them. And then describe for people that maybe have only been on the street level, your upper level and your lower levels, and how you use them and what's available to the public.
Upper levels and lower levels in terms of giving? Or in terms of the space, the physical space? The upstairs, downstairs? So, volunteers. We have many volunteers. They range from folks who serve on our board and help us with our governance to many folks who join us as ushers and help greet the community. Another one of those togetherness moments. We're happy to talk to any of you about becoming a volunteer. There's information on our website, and Larry over here is happy to get information from you too. There's always opportunities to volunteer in our front of house in particular. We rely a great deal on those volunteers, and they do a great job. In terms of the physical space, I'm going to just riff a bit because I'm not sure I know what you're after in the question, but just in general, how the space is configured. Oh, got it. Thank you. So he's saying a lot of people have been to the Fox but may have only been on the main level, the street level. So there's actually 3 levels of the building. Unfortunately, there's no elevator, but there are 3 levels of the building. And on the lower level is a lounge area and restrooms. And we utilize that primarily actually now as a donor lounge, space where people can gather in advance of the show or after the show. And then the main level is probably most of you are familiar with it, unless those couple of you who haven't been, who are going to get you there. Is obviously the main entrance and auditorium, and there's a bar and a couple bars actually, and I believe there's. Do you know how many seats are on the main level? Is it 700? Yeah, it's about. Oh, see, my numbers are still not quite right, but it's between 700 and 800 on the main level, and then the mezzanine level balcony is upstairs. There's a beautiful lounge upstairs, mezzanine lounge, with windows that look out over the marquee and then across Congress Street, and a bar up there and restrooms, and then you walk out into the balcony level. One thing that's incredibly unique about the Fox, we believe it's the only theater in the country that has this feature, is in the mezzanine there's 5 rows of love seats. So these are double seats, and they really, for many people who go to the theater, as theater goers, mezzanine level, first couple rows of the mezzanines are the best seats in the house because you have that full view, and especially seeing movies in a place like that, perfect view and sound. So those are really special seats. And then the upper balcony is your regular seats. So hopefully that gives you a little picture of it.
And all of them are good, not a bad
They're
seat in the
all
house.
good. There isn't. It's absolutely true. It's not
It's
even
true.
a cliche.
Yeah. Yeah. Jay has a question.
Yeah, I was looking at all the people that you got, or entertainers coming in. So I just out of interest, because of the pandemic, booking. Is everybody want to book? I mean, do you have the pick of the litter of people who can come in and perform? Because I would think some of them are so hungry to get out and be in front of people.
Yeah, that's a fascinating question. I haven't thought about it in that way before. It's sort of a yes and no but kind of thing, all of it combined. Because yes, that is true to a certain extent, but there's also a whole side of the industry that doesn't want to go out. That isn't ready to tour or can't tour for a variety of reasons, because the economics have been particularly challenging, because the scope of their tour may be very large, because they might have shows that have 40 people on the road together, which the logistics of that right now are extremely difficult. And so there's a mix, there's a real range, and there's been such a degree of uncertainty in the industry on the supply side, right? So the artists, what you're referring to in the music business, the artists are the supply side. And the supply side fell apart in the pandemic completely. It was obliterated. The way that the touring industry works, it's all interrelated like a web. And so if one little piece of the tour falls apart, the rest of it, it's like it all comes apart, unwoven. And so also during the pandemic, because our industry was hit so hard, our revenues fell instantly to zero. Instantly. Many of the support organizations that help artists get on the road, from agents and managers, the people who do the booking, the people who manage those tours, all the various support personnel, they are all laid off. And there were times early in the pandemic in particular where I literally couldn't get an agent on the phone. There was no way to find them. Or the agent for this particular artist, they got laid off. They went and started their own agency somewhere else, and the whole industry has reoriented itself and is still doing that. So there's some dancing that's still happening around that. So yes, there are artists that are ready to be out on the road, and then there's others who are still cautious, and then there's just the economics of not knowing what's going to happen. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie.
Yeah.
And Bruce?
I've got a question.
He has a question, so he'll take it from right up there.
I have a question and a comment. For those of you that have never been on the mezzanine level, I've hosted some events there in the past. It's fabulous space. I don't remember exactly how many it can hold. Probably, I'm going to guess 100, 125. But the other is maybe if you wouldn't mind commenting about how affordable things are at a donor level, because if you've ever been to the Fox, it's really, really nice during a break to be able to go downstairs to the donor lounge, and you're not having to fight for the restrooms or the bar on the first floor. So maybe if you'll comment about the donor levels.
Thanks for that, opening that door. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's many ways to get involved with the Fox, and among the different benefits that we offer at donor levels are access to the donor lounge at shows, and there's also some events that you can set up with us, sort of private events at higher levels in some of those spaces you're referring to. So there's a wide range of possibilities. Benefits start at the $75 annual level and go up as high as you and I want to go. We're happy to have that kind of conversation. And so we invite everyone to be involved. Another one of the things that we've learned, or not that we've learned new, but has been really reinforced during this time, is that to keep places like the Fox available to the community, to keep them thriving in a pandemic or no, what is absolutely as essential is broad base of revenue. As I mentioned before, our earned revenue went instantly to zero, instantly, and it stayed there for 18 months. And the only way that we survive that is through the generosity of this community and through philanthropy and charitable giving. And so it's important for us to maintain that in the mix. We have roughly, right now, or pre-pandemic, we operated at about 25% contributed revenue in our overall revenue streams, and the rest of it earned revenue. A really healthy mix, and what I hope as a leader of the Fox in the coming years that we can get to is actually about a 60% earned revenue and 40% contributed. That's a really healthy mix for an organization like ours. And in order to do that, we really need to not crisis fundraise, but make sure that we're in a process with all of you and the whole community in an ongoing way to make sure that we keep this asset, this resource, this space of togetherness available for everybody for the next generation. So we invite you to be involved.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Bonnie. Yeah, appreciate it.
Okay, I'm going to leave these here so that I don't.
Bonnie, thank you very much. You know what, I do want to encourage the group to consider the possibility of being a donor. I mean, you know, for $100 a year, $200 a year, it goes a long way, and especially for an organization like the Fox, which I think we all value and treasure, they could use our support. I mean, they can always use it, but they certainly can use it right now. Bonnie, one of the things that we do, we have a tradition with this group, and we have a book that we pick out that we ask for our speakers to sign. This gets donated to Make Way for Books for Children's Literacy, and this one is On Stage, Theater Games and Activities for Kids. So if you could take care of signing that for us. And next up, my buddy. We're not there yet, folks. We're getting close. We're getting close. I promise you we are. Is if I could have Scott Vaughn come up for our Paul Harris presentation.
Good afternoon. Our president-elect went over there because he's one of the honored victims. So listen, Paul Harris Fellows are presented in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance given to further better understanding and friendly relations between peoples of the world. Today we recognize two of our members, and they're already wearing their new Paul Harris pins. Paul, or Charlotte assures us, is that right? So, David Lovett is receiving his Paul Harris Fellow +1. David is a third-generation Tucsonan. His grandfather, Sam Sini, in 1919, moved to Tucson. That was after World War I. And he homesteaded a 640-acre section of land and built a cabin where today you would find the Tohono Chul Gardens. And Sam was an early member of the Rotary Club of Tucson. David went to St. Ambrose Grade School and then, yes, to Sal Point High School. He graduated with honors from the University of Arizona in 1965, just like me in Charlotte, with a bachelor's of science in marketing, and he was also enrolled in the Army ROTC. He served as a second lieutenant in the infantry in Vietnam, receiving a Bronze Star. In 1968, he started in the insurance business with his father, Mac Lovett, also a Tucson Rotarian. And then in 1980, David started his own insurance agency, DM Lovett Insurance, which he later sold in 2015. He finally did retire from the insurance business on December 31st, just last year, after 52 years. The accomplishment that he's most proud of is his wonderful family. And he's active in various sports as well, holding an 8th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. He was the principal male ballet dancer for the Tucson Metropolitan Ballet from 1975 to 1981. He's participated in marathons, triathlons, also enjoys scuba diving and photography, and his community involvement includes serving and fundraising on numerous nonprofit boards over the last half-century. When asked why he supports RI programs, he replies, "Rotary International is at its best when offering friendship and local support to underdeveloped communities, support such as providing clean drinking water, sanitation services, and many other basic needs where we are their only hope." Congratulations, David Lovett, on your Paul Harris Fellow +1. Oh, wait. This would be a good time to explain the protocol. We have a pair. We're going to applaud one, then we're going to applaud the other. Then I'm going to give them a gift, and then, okay? Our president-elect, Bruce Jacobs, is receiving his Paul Harris Fellow +1. Bruce grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, moved to Tucson in '77 to finish his degree at the University of Arizona and then his MBA from the University of Phoenix. His first career in real estate for a dozen years led to his second career in the title and escrow business. He managed various operations over the years and recently retired after 30 years in that industry to pursue his third career. Bruce still doesn't have a clue what that will be, but he promises once he knows, he'll be sure and let us know as well. Bruce is married to Erin, and they have 3 sons. Stepson Michael with the Border Patrol, and stepson Gene in product and design with Tuft and Needle. I don't know what that is. Of course it is. And son Aiden, who recently transferred to the U of A with the Eller School of Business. Bruce takes great pride in saying that neither he nor anyone in his family has attended Sal Point. That's good. So Bruce has served on several boards here. He's currently a board member of the Arizona Real Estate Advisory Board as well as Southern Arizona Home Builders Association. He was past president of both Land Title Association of Arizona and the Pima County Real Estate Research Council, as well as serving on the Centurions Board of Directors. Asked why he supports Rotary International, he was kind of long-winded. He said, "Rotary does an amazing job in supporting so many causes and does so without having a political agenda. That is why we're so close to the eradication of polio, because we are a global organization with one mission, to do good in the world. Rotary membership provides the opportunity to give back to our communities and build amazing relationships along the way." Way to go, Bruce Jacobs, on your Paul Harris Fellowship +1. But wait. So, David and Bruce, we have special gifts of little or no value for both of you. Oh, yeah. For you, David, we appreciate the pride you must carry as a Sal Point Catholic High School alumni. They're still around, right? Do they have a team mascot or a nickname or anything? Well, we think we know. We present you then with something to spruce up the rear of your bumper. Go Lancers. For you, Bruce, we have a book that will help you with the selection of your next career. Born to Raise, What Makes a Great Fundraiser by the late Gerald Panas. We think this is a good career for you right here. Here you go, Bruce.
Now let's hear it for these two honorees.
God, I can hardly wait to read this, Scott. I haven't been sleeping well lately, so. And David, you know, 8th degree black belt and ballet dancer. I bet you can kick like there's no tomorrow. So Okay, next up, we've got a raffle. So that's your cue. Don't worry, chew. It's okay, chew a little bit more. So anyway, we've got a raffle, but I was actually talking to Chris about this, our raffle king.
Hey, guess what?
What's that?
You're not the president yet, and you already screwed up. Charlotte should come up next. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
I got to keep the meeting in order when President Mark's not around.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. You're good. You're working well at getting impeached before you get in.
As I was saying, it's now time for our history moment that Charlotte Harris was going to take care of. She's been a member since November of 2000, U of A, past president, Charlotte Harris.
I actually have an honorary degree from South Point. When the Fox Theater opened in 1930 on West Congress, just off of Stone, the Rotary Club of Tucson had been established in downtown Tucson for 9 years, and many of the Rotarians owned business in the area. So let's take a look at some of the other buildings in downtown Tucson during the same period and the involvement of some of our Rotary members during this historic period of downtown Tucson. Rotarian Fred Ronstadt, the grandfather of current Rotarian Jim and great-grandfather of current Rotarian Jeff, founded the F. Ronstadt Company in 1887 with locations in downtown Tucson. Their fourth location was at 70 North 6th Avenue. It stood not only as one of the pioneer focal points around which Tucson grew, but it was one of the largest hardware and implement concerns in the Southwest. Initially famous for making wagons from raw materials, as those were horse and buggy days, the firm was also the city's first auto dealership for the one-cylinder Oldsmobile in 1904. Fred's Rotarian son Gilbert continued the family business and kept it growing. By the 1970s, the firm handled about 100,000 items from small repair parts to large farm and road machinery. Incidentally, the downtown Tucson Metro bus hub is named after the Ronstadt family. Rotarian Carlos Jacome started Jacome's, a mercantile store, in 1896 located at 100 North Stone. One of his 13 children, Rotarian son Alex, attended the Marist College, which is the two-story adobe building across the street from where we are today in Cathedral Square. In 1931, Alex was put in charge when Jacome's opened its proud new building. Additionally, Alex was the first native son president of our club, serving from 1945 to 46, and started the tradition of the biannual exchange with the Rotary Club of Magdalena, Sonora, which lasted 44 years. Rotarian Albert Jacome built the first city's department store in 1905. Steinfeld's was located on the corner of Stone and Pennington. In the early 1930s, completed a mammoth facelifting of the building. Rotarian's son Harold took over the enterprise in 1932 after his father's death. Known as one of Tucson's most elegant department stores, Steinfeld's was known for its chandelier lighting, red carpeted stairway, and pneumatic tubes that whisked money and receipts hither and yon. It was the largest and most successful department store in the Southwest for nearly 130 years. It was famous for passing out free shoes to children at Christmas time, and in 1923 they handed out 1,200 pairs of shoes. After the meeting, I invite each of you to take a moment to view the posters. There's two down there and two down here, where many of these men and other Rotarians had an impact on the growth of our city. Included in the posters is a club membership picture from 1936-37 and pictures from the Magdalena Rotary Club Exchange. Thank you.
And now, the Raffle King, and I was telling him, because I was buying my tickets today,
Yeah.
and I said, it would really tickle me if we pulled the King of Clubs. No, we're getting there. That's four. We got one more to go. Chris, go ahead and you can pull anybody's number.
But you want the
mine.
King of Clubs to get pulled.
I want the King of Clubs to get pulled, and I want Mark to watch this video and see that happen.
Well, we'll do what we can, and you guys do realize that I'm wreaking havoc on the video guys because I'm making them adjust. I'll go up to closer to the podium. How about that? No, I'm going to stay right here. There's the camera. Hi guys. I think messing up the agenda, Bruce, is worth a happy Jackson. What do you guys say? Rowdy table, yeah? Come on, yeah. All right, good, Bruce. There you go. You screwed the agenda.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, happy Jackson to the club. All right, we'll hold you to it. King of Clubs is still here. I'm going to ask my good friend Larry from the Fox Theater, who can help set you up with tickets, by the way, to draw a card. I'm going to shuffle it, though, okay? So here we go. And while we're shuffling it, could you... Scott Vaughn, I just want to say we missed you last week, and he wasn't here, and he's been doing a really good job of, helping tutelage and showing me how to take photographs. He said, just zoom in, and so this is the first photograph I took of President Mark. Zooming in on him, it'll come up here in a second, as soon as they do the switcher thing. There it is. Yeah, so I zoomed in, and that's what I got. So then I said, okay, Scott says, well, make sure you get the subject. So then I zoomed in, and Charlotte, that's all I got of you. I'm sorry. These did not make the Tucsotorian. And then I feel like I got it together, and I got this beautiful picture of Jen. She plays beautifully. Oh, and she's standing next to former President Jen there, too. So I'm talking about Jen, the piano. See what I did there? Okay. But Jen also takes a good picture. So I finally got it together for you, Scott, but I want to let you know that we miss you when you're not here. So you're gonna pull the pictures. Here we go. It's still there. It's not on the bottom. Not on the bottom. I moved it. How much is in the pot? The pot is worth $1,650. But the winner today, if they don't get the King of Clubs, gets $50, because that's what's in my pocket to give to you. All right, so 1117. Who's the lucky winner today? Yes, we have a winner back there. We have a winner. And Bruce wants to know, did you win $1,650 as well? You did not. It's the 4 of clubs, guys. So I'll give you the 4 clubs, though. You can take it as a consolation prize. Back to you, bud.
All right. Jim Levinsky. Oh, Leo, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. It's time for our centennial update. Come on, give me a hand.
What is it, Litsky, Lebinsky? It doesn't really matter. Actually, picking up on the theme that was mentioned earlier, which is power of people together, we've scheduled or planned an incredibly great centennial event. The only thing we're missing are many of you. And it would be really nice to see our membership support a rather comprehensive and time-consuming endeavor. Any of the people in any of the committees, auction, the day of the event, decorations will tell you they spent a lot of time to create an event that you all would really enjoy. So while I'm not good at rapping or singing or acting, I am good at putting together a party, and we'll have a really, really good time. We just need you to sign up, go to the website. You'll be able to click on the information. If you're not sure, just contact, I'm sure they will love this, Doreen or Carrie, and they'll send you the details. Right now, we have only 80 members signed up. We have more people because several of the members are bringing a spouse or significant other. But we only have 80 members signed up, which is a little embarrassing, to be honest with you. So the rumors that we're canceling it are rumors. We're not canceling anything. And as an aside, but an important one, Parking is going to be in the garage the way we park for these meals or our lunch meetings, so just pass that on. We'll send out an email, but we know there's enough emails to overwhelm everyone. Anybody have any questions, concerns, complaints, suggestions? Anything further? Okay, see you on the 25th. We'll be bugging you, but we need you to sign up, please.
All right, Jeannie's walking up to talk about the car show.
So I am here to report to you some good news about the silent auction that has begun as of August 27th. We're now up to 256 items that have been donated that are posted. Some of them are now in draft because we realize with multiples that it might benefit to keep a few of the things for the Friday night dinner auction. And we have 116 of those items that have bids. There are 49 bidders and 83 registered users, and only 37 of those are registered Rotarians. So I know a lot of you in here still need to go out and register to be a bidder, because we can have the best things available, and if nobody bids, we're not going to make very much money. Although on the positive note, we're at 18% of our goal of $67,293, the goal that Ken set. And so we got over $12,000 committed from the current bids, and they are from 20 other states beside Arizona, so it's good that it's out there for people and you can promote items to people across the country. The only thing I know that we can't ship, somebody did ask me, are you sure you could do a buttercream cake shipped to Virginia? And I decided, no, probably not. I'm sorry, Dot probably could pull that one off. So anyway, the biggest thing you could do is register to bid. The website is there. I think you see the most beautiful views of the items if you actually go to the website, but there is also the mobile short app, or the short version up there, the b4g.com. If you still have items outstanding that you've committed to, we'd really appreciate getting them as soon as possible, because there are a few things, there's about 20 more things to get registered on the site that I don't have the details on to finish. You can start. I want to point out that of the 5 live auction items, and they are featured, if you want to go to the next slide, those 5, the 3 across the top and the 2 on the bottom left are the 5 items that are in the live auction. They are taking online bids now, and if you know of friends who want to bid on Jay Leno or bid on Diane Medeiros' the fact that they can get a commission painting by her, or looking at the Puerto Vallarta condo, either a week or 2 weeks, depending if you've got a 1 or 2 bedroom. Those things are taking bids now, and anybody that will not be at the live event can participate from a distance. We're going to have a Zoom kind of thing, but they're going to get the link if they do at least 1 online bid in advance. And then there's also a way to do absentee bidding on those wonderful items. I do want to point out, and it was in the last screen, I'm sorry to make you go back, but Cindy Barbie's been making some regular Facebook posts about the live auction, or about the silent auction. If you go back 1 screen, it shows the, I think it's difficult to do that. Anyway, you maybe hopefully saw it. There are Facebook posts on the Tucson Classic Car Show Facebook page, and if you go out and you like it, if you comment on it and you share it, it's going to increase the spread of it across the world, so that more people will see the wonderful items we have to bid on. I hope you all get out and bid and help us raise a lot of money for JTED. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeannie. I got Dave White over here on this side of the room.
Hey everybody, ticket sales update. We are at 15,049 tickets sold. 43% of our goal, which means that we only have to sell 4,000 tickets a week between now and the car show. So let's just get hopping. Now, I think there's a slide of, ticket sellers that have sold 40 to 100 and up to 250, and then those over 1,000. And you know what? I joined this club in 2013. And I remember sitting there and looking at that screen, and I saw this guy named Jerry Harris. He'd sold 3,400 tickets. Nobody's even come close to Jerry Harris. He was my mentor. And I've only gotten halfway there twice. So, that's good. So, a couple of updates real quick. Hey, Cars and Coffee. Saturday mornings out at Top Golf. Steve and Bobby sold 70 tickets that morning. Irene and I sold 67 tickets at Little Anthony's. And upcoming, This Saturday night, Robert O'Brien has got a event out at Sarita that if you are willing to join in with him, Robert, wave your hand right here. Just come see him. He'd love to have you. It's a art, car, music, food thing out there, but it's going to be good. And then there are a couple of the next 2 Saturday mornings. There's a Cars and Coffee. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll get you connected so that you can do that. And those are like from 7 to 10 in the morning, Saturday nights from 5 to 8. And then we do have Tucson Meet Yourself coming up. We're online for that. We're going to be right on the corner of Stone and Pennington. So it's going to be a good time there. You'll see an email on that soon. Okay? Thanks, you guys. Sell tickets.
Okay, a few announcements to be able to cover. One, just a reminder, as far as the mask mandate here at TCC, is that you have to be wearing masks coming and going from this room. Once you get into the room, it's your prerogative if you want to keep your mask on or not. So if you're inviting guests, if you will also remind them about making sure that they wear a mask. There's been some people asking about the Friday night dinner. We should have something out next week. We are planning on having the Friday night dinner, which is for Rotarians and their guests, as well as car show registrants. We'll be having the ever so famous Lucky Wishbone chicken, and we will be having a silent auction. It is not going to be at the same scale that it has been in the past for obvious reasons, but we do plan on having silent auction items there. Especially, we know a lot of the car show registrants, they really enjoy the silent auction, so we are going to have some items there to continue to try and raise money for JTED. Let's see. Photography Day, September 22nd is Chris Mooney. He will be taking pictures both before and after. Is that correct, Chris? Yep. So remember to brush your hair and comb your teeth and put on your best clothes, at least from the waist up. So remember September 22nd. And now we've got a few slides to show, and this is the moment that I know you've all been waiting for, and it's the update on Irv's Fly Fishing Fund. Can I see how many in this room just called out Marco? Could you all just keep your hands up for a minute so we can capture that? So, are you sure there weren't more people that said Marco? Yep, Marco, yeah. They caught on. They just checked their cards. So I'm afraid that I'll have to be discussing with our president on just how much money he's going to have to put into his presidential discretionary fund. So anyway, next up is we have Rotary shirt deadline. When I first asked how many people wanted Centennial shirts, whatever it was, 6 weeks ago, and we probably had about 60 or 70 hands up. There were a lot of people that weren't even at the meeting. As of the other day, we had 25 people that had turned in. So not that this group ever procrastinates until the very last minute, but there are flyers in the back. Doreena's going to send an update today. The cutoff is this Friday at noon, so if you do want to get some Centennial shirts, make sure you get those in. And next is we have a Blue Badge presentation, so if I could invite both Vicki and Nicole to come up to the stage.
And while they're coming up, you should go back a couple slides, because there was a picture of Walkie with her fish. It was there. And that's working.
And big fish it was.
Big fish Walkie. Well, I mean, Walkie's a big fish in Tucson, but if you put it up so we could, there we go. Look at that! Oh my gosh, that's bigger than you, Walkie. Congratulations. All right, we'll take it over to you, Vicki. You can do the Blue Badge thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So today it's my great pleasure to give Nicole Lombardo her Blue Badge, and it's very well deserved. Nicole is already she's in charge of the follow-through for the car show, for all the sponsors. She is on the scholarship committee, and she's also co-chairing the exchange president party at the end of the year, or next June. Okay? So let me read the rest, okay? Nicole is a great friend, a mother of 2 daughters. She lives in downtown. She hikes. She practices yoga. And recently, she started sailing the 7 seas. She is a very, well, okay. So today it is so here's her badge. And Rotary, please give a cheer for all the hard work Nicole is doing. I didn't read my notes, sorry.
Thank you very much. Vicki is my mentor, and thank you to Jeannie Flower. I'm not sure she's here today. She sponsored me back in March. And thank you to all of you. I've met many people here, and I appreciate all of your kindness, and everybody has been extremely warm every time I meet you, even if I forget your name, which is often. So I'm always staring at a badge, but it's a wonderful group, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, wrap up just a couple of things. One, I want to be able to thank all of our guests that were able to be here today, or virtually if they were here today. Hope you enjoyed the meeting, and maybe you might want to consider talking to one of us further about becoming a member. Anybody that would like to make donations to the scholarship cups, those are on the table, so please consider putting some money in there if you haven't in a while. Remember to turn your badges in the back. If you haven't received a Rotary pin, see Dorina for that. David Lovett, congratulations on your Paul Harris +2. Quick reminder, there is still 9.5 months left that you can impeach the incoming president, so I just want to put it out there. Next week we have Zach Yentzer from the Tucson Young Professionals, and now I'd like to make a toast. You know, President Mark wanted to celebrate Tucson treasures, and I can't think of a better treasure than the Fox Theater. It's been a treasure for kids and adults for decades. It's entertained for years in the past and for years to come, and brought enrichments to our community. Bonnie, thank you for your presentation today. We are adjourned. It doesn't matter, whatever. Yes.
Good job.